Today's lesson is called Why Punctuation Matters. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
I'm Roger. Today we're continuing to talk about the importance of punctuation. You might think that you're sending all your messages via your smartphone and you don't need to worry too much about punctuation unless you're using punctuation to make those, what are they called, emojis or emoticons or whatever, where they have like a smiley face or somebody winking or something like that. You can use punctuation marks or other symbols on the keyboard to make those little symbols. But we're talking about common standard communication in which you are sending information to other people, and punctuation is important. Now, last time we talked about the importance of the comma, and we gave you a couple of examples. If you use the comma correctly, then the sentence makes sense. If you leave out the comma, or if you use it incorrectly, the sentence will sound strange.
Yeah. And you might be thinking, oh, this doesn't apply to me. I'm a young kid and I'm texting and using emojis and stuff like that, so I'll have no problems with this. I can just zone out. Well, that's not true. There was a very good example during the first part of our lesson. You could text, "Let's eat grandma" to someone. Okay, and if you don't use the comma, you're going to be telling someone that you're going to be eating your grandma, or you're inviting them to eat your grandma with you, which is not what you want to do. What you're going to want to do is send a text to your grandma saying, "Let's eat, comma, grandma," i.e., let's eat, grandma. It's dinner time. You're not on the table, but let's go ahead and eat together. Yes, you wouldn't want to send to your grandma that text message, "Let's eat, grandma." So to avoid these types of situations and complications, pay attention to punctuation. Punctuation matters. All right, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
The comma has many jobs, which may be why it's so often misused. But people frequently mess up other punctuation marks too. There is a man eating chicken versus there is a man eating chicken. Let's take a look at the hyphen. The first sentence is quite ordinary. It's a simple declaration about a man chowing down on some chicken. The second, though, is the stuff of horror movies. Here, man eating describes the chicken. This bird must be extraordinarily dangerous to be able to devour humans.
大家好，首先第一部分我们看到的单字是名词 declaration， 有声明公告的意思。例如 Joanne's sudden declaration of quitting shocked her colleagues. Joanne 突然声明要辞职，吓到了她的同事。而 declaration 的动词为 declare， D-E-C-L-A-R-E， 像是 The judges declared Wendy the winner of the baking competition. 裁判宣布 Wendy 是烘焙比赛的冠军。接下来我们看到的单字是 extraordinarily， 这个字当作副词，意指特别的、非常。例如 The puzzle seems to be extraordinarily simple for Kate to solve. 这个谜题对 Kate 来说似乎非常容易破解。而 extraordinarily 的形容词为 extraordinary， E-X-T-R-A-O-R-D-I-N-A-R-Y， 用来形容惊人的、非凡的。所以我们可以说 Tom has made extraordinary improvements in his math class. Tom 在数学课已有惊人的进步。
Okay, let's talk about the first part of today's lesson. Remember, last time we talked about the comma, or dodian, and the comma has many jobs, which may be why it's so often misused. If you misuse something, of course, it means you use it incorrectly. But people frequently mess up other punctuation marks too. So yes, the comma is difficult to understand how to use, but there are some other punctuation marks that are equally as difficult. So here, let's talk about the proper use of the hyphen. Okay, so here's an example. It says, there is a man eating chicken versus there is a man eating chicken. Ooh, those mean two entirely different things.
There is what? A man. What is he doing? Eating chicken. Okay, that's the idea behind the first of these sentences. The second, that hyphen makes a big difference. There is a what? A man eating chicken. Man eating with the hyphen is modifying the word chicken. So you're saying there is a chicken. What is it about this chicken that is remarkable? It's a man eating chicken. It's a chicken that can eat people. So again, punctuation matters. The placement of this hyphen makes all the difference. Anyways, yes, let's go ahead right now and take a look at the hyphen. Yes, let's take a look at the hyphen. The first sentence, like I said before, is quite ordinary. It's a simple declaration about a man chowing down on some chicken. A very simple statement or declaration. There is a man. What is he doing? He's eating chicken. That's simple. Go to KFC, go to Digwagwa. You can see people, men even, eating chicken all the time. That's not a big thing. The second sentence, though, is quite different. Anyways, here we have the word declaration. It's a noun. It comes from the verb to declare. But very simply, a declaration is a statement or an announcement, though we usually use this word in a formal or official way.
Indeed. So it's a simple declaration or a simple statement about a man simply enjoying some chicken. He's chowing down or wolfing down on some chicken. Maybe a thigh, maybe some white meat, maybe some dark meat, a breast, who knows. Now, the second sentence here, though, is the stuff of horror movies. And here, the stuff of just means something you might find in a horror movie. The stuff of horror movies. Indeed, that does sound pretty scary here because with that hyphen there, we've turned the word man and the word eating into an adjective. A man eating chicken. A chicken who eats people. So this bird must be extraordinarily dangerous to be able to devour humans. Ooh, that's a long word there. Extraordinarily. Extraordinarily, which means excessively to a very high degree, extremely dangerous because that bird can devour humans, and to devour is very similar to wolf down. It just means to really enjoy eating something and to eat it like a savage, like the Cookie Monster devouring cookies.
Yes, the Cookie Monster loves cookies. The Cookie Monster devours cookies all day long. Yes, here to devour something is to eat that thing with vigor and relish. Not the condiment. Yes, you eat as though you were a wild animal, like on the African savanna. You might just see a pride of lions devouring zebras, or you might see a lion devour a zebra, or you might see that lion eating that zebra. Anyways, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
I'm sorry I love you versus I'm sorry I love you. Now let's turn to the semicolon, whose job is to separate two connected but independent clauses in a sentence. In the first example, the word that is dropped, but implied. I'm sorry that I love you. The speaker wishes they didn't love you. In the second, the speaker is apologizing and expressing their love. Perhaps they are hoping the I love you will get them off the hook for whatever they are saying sorry for.
第二部分我们看到的单字是名词 clause， 指的是语法中子句的意思。例如，主要子句为 main clause， 关系子句为 relative clause。举例来说 ，In today's grammar lesson, the teacher will tell the students how to differentiate between clauses and sentences。 今天的文法课中，老师会教导学生如何区分子句与句子。再来，我们看到的单字是 imply， 当动词使用，表示意味着、暗示。例如 Brian implied that his report might not be ready in time for the meeting. Brian 暗示他的報告可能無法及時在會議前準備好。而 imply 的名詞為 implication， I-M-P-L-I-C-A-T-I-O-N， 除了可以指暗示之外，多用來指可能的影響、後果。舉例來說 Before you quit your job, you should first think about all the implications. 在你辭職前，你應該事先想到可能的後果。接下來是片語 off the hook， 字面意思是從鈎子上掙脫，後來多引申為脫身或擺脫麻煩或懲罰。例如 Things are looking better, but we're not off the hook yet. 現在狀況好多了，但我們還沒有完全脫身。而我們也可以用 something gets somebody off the hook 來指某事物讓某人脫身被饒恕。舉例來說 Forcing the gangster to surrender with the gun to his head, police got the hostage off the hook. 警察將槍抵在歹徒的頭上，迫使他投降，讓人質能夠順利脫身。
Okay, now we're going to talk about the semicolon. Okay, it's kind of like a dot and a comma together. Here's the example. I'm sorry I love you versus I'm sorry I love you. Okay, so again, in speech, I can make them different with the tone of my voice, but again, when you're writing, punctuation is important. Let's find out what this is all about. It says, now let's turn to the semicolon, whose job is to separate two connected but independent clauses in a sentence. A clause, of course, is like a part of a sentence. It's sort of like a sentence within a sentence.
I'm sorry I love you. I think my wife has said this to me one time in the past at some point. Yes, she loves me, but it really bothers her. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry that I love you. That has made my life so complicated. Versus, I'm sorry I love you. So maybe I've done something wrong, so I'm sorry. I love you, though. Okay, so there is a difference here. Anyways, yes, in the first example, okay, the word that is dropped, but it's implied. I'm sorry that I love you. I'm sorry that I love you. That has made my life so complicated. That's not what my wife said, though. Okay, let's be clear about that. Anyway, speaking of being clear, if you want to be clear about something, you usually don't imply that thing. You say it directly. But here, yes, we do have to talk about the word imply. If you imply something, you suggest that thing. You kind of hint at the meaning of something. You hint at an underlying meaning without being direct about that. So like I said before, if you want to be clear, don't imply something. Just come out and say that thing.
Right. Sometimes you can say, what are you implying? In other words, why don't you come to the point and tell me exactly what you mean? Stop beating around the bush. So yes, indeed, the word that is dropped, but it is implied. It's still kind of there. I'm sorry that I love you. Now, the speaker wishes they didn't love you. That's why we don't have the word that there, and that's what it means because we don't have that semicolon there. I'm so sorry. I regret that I love you. I wish I never had met you, and I wish you'd go away and never show your face around here again. Ooh, that sounds pretty mean. So that's kind of what it means in the first part. But in the second, the speaker is apologizing. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. And the speaker is expressing their love, or his or her love. You could say there as well.
Perhaps they are hoping the I love you will get them off the hook for whatever they are saying sorry for. So, yes, my wife in the past has said, oh, I'm sorry I love you. I'm sorry that I love you. You've made my life more difficult than it needs to be, but I love you and I can't change that. My wife has said that. She's not said the second of these. I'm sorry. I love you. But my daughter has. She's quite young, but she's smart enough now to know that if she says I'm sorry, that sometimes that just doesn't work, okay? That alone won't work. But if she adds an I love you, Daddy, to it, hey, she might just get off the hook. Oh, I spilled the milk. I'm sorry, Daddy. I love you. And yes, that has worked on me in the past, and I have let my daughter off the hook because she said things like that to me. Anyways, if you get off the hook for something, you get out of trouble, okay? To get off the hook is to get out of trouble, or it's to escape from a bad or awkward situation.
Or perhaps by saying I love you, you're trying to talk your way out of that situation to try to get the other person to soften up and let you off the hook so that you can go on with your life without trouble. Okay, that's the second example there. You better use that semicolon correctly. Okay, let's move on now to the final part of our lesson where we're going to wrap things up.
If you want to avoid making hilarious or confusing mistakes like the ones here, make sure you take note of your punctuation the next time you write something.
第三部分看到今天最后一个单字是形容词 hilarious， 用来形容极好笑的、非常滑稽的。例如Penny enjoyed watching the hilarious monkeys at the zoo. Penny 喜欢在动物园看滑稽的猴子。这边补充与 hilarious 相似的单字 gleeful, G-L-E-E-F-U-L, 用来形容极快乐的、非常欢乐的。像是 The performance of the baseball team made their coach gleeful. 棒球队的表现让他们的教练感到非常快乐。
I'm sorry, I love you. Yeah, my love for you has ruined my life. Versus, I'm sorry, I love you. Which, by the way, my daughter has said in the past to get off the hook and to get out of trouble. And you want to hear something funny there, Roger?
I do.
Let's say that doesn't work with me. I'm sorry, but I love you, Daddy. If I say you're still in trouble, Aaron will look, Aaron's my daughter, by the way, she'll look at my wife and say, but, Mommy, I love you more. And sometimes that does work. My wife will let her off the hook.
Ooh, yeah, sometimes that can happen indeed. But, again, we're talking about foolish mistakes because we're not using punctuation correctly. Punctuation is still very important. So here, if you want to avoid making hilarious or confusing mistakes like the ones here, make sure you take note of your punctuation the next time you write something. So, yes, sometimes these mistakes can be hilarious, extremely funny, something that will make you laugh out loud. LOL, laugh out loud if something is hilarious.
Oh, that's what that means. LOL means laugh out loud. Anyways, my daughter, she's hilarious sometimes. Yeah. I'm sorry, Daddy, but I love you. Too bad, Aaron, you're still in trouble. Hey, Mommy, I love you too. I love you more than Daddy. Yeah, that's kind of funny. When it happens, I can't help but laugh. It's kind of funny. In fact, sometimes I laugh just like Roger did because these things are super funny. They're hilarious. For example, the comedian is hilarious. He can make people laugh easily.
He certainly can. Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Let's hear from our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点，读到课文第一部分的最后一句。 This bird must be extraordinarily dangerous to be able to devour humans. 这只禽鸟一定非常危险，能把人类吞食。好，那么句子里面有一个副词 extraordinarily， 我们来学习它的字首字根。那我们是先从 extraordinary 开始。好，这个它的字首 extra 表示超越。那么中间的字根 ordin 它有次序啊顺序的意思，那么字尾 ary 它是形容词字尾，同学们可以试着联想，当你不按照该有的次序，你超越了一般的状况，就会显得很特别，所以 extraordinary 就可以用来形容特别的、非凡的或是令人惊奇的。那我们接着把字尾 y 去掉，再加上 ily 会变成副词 extraordinarily， 它表示极其或是特别的。好，那么其实 ordin 这个字根呢，跟 order 这两个字根都有次序啊、顺序或是命令排列等等的意思。那这边顺便帮同学补充几个有这一类字根的单字，像 coordinate coordinate。 好，那它的字首 co 表示相同，那么我们说 ordin 表示顺序，那字尾的 ate 它可以是动词字尾或是名词字尾。那么 coordinate 当动词就有协调、使什么调和的意思，当名词常常用复数形来指坐标。好，再来看 ordinance 这个字 ordinance。 好，它的字根呢 ordin 它表示命令啊、秩序，那么 ance 是名词字尾，所以 ordinance 这个名词它就有法令、条例的意思。至于 disorder disorder，其中它的 dis 是否定字首，那么 order 这表示次序。好，那么 disorder 这个名词它就可以用来表达混乱或是失调。接着读到课文第二部分，有一个句子是 The speaker wishes they didn't love you。 说话者希望要是不爱你就好了。那这边要介绍的是 wish 的假设用法，以 wish 来表达不太可能实现的愿望时，它后面所接的子句要用假设法。好，那么第一种用法是表达跟现在事实相反的愿望，那么 wish 之后的子句是用过去式，它的句型是主词加 wish 加上 that，主词加上过去式动词或是加上 were。 要特别注意的是，当 wish 后面的子句你是用 be 动词的话呢，不管这个主词人称是哪一个，你的 be 动词一律都用 were。 例如 I wish it weren't raining right now， 我希望现在没有下雨，要记住是 it weren't 而不是 it wasn't。 好，再看个例句 I wish I had a magic wand， 我真希望能有一支魔法棒。好，那么第二种用法是表达跟过去事实相反的愿望，这个 wish 之后的子句呢要用过去完成式，它的句型是主词加上 wish 加上 that， 主词加上 had 加过去分词。举例来说 I wish I hadn't told her the secret， 我真希望当时没有把秘密告诉她，可惜已经讲出去了。好，那再读到课文第二部分最后一句 Perhaps they are hoping the I love you will get them off the hook for whatever they are saying sorry for。 或许他希望我爱你这句话能帮他从他所要赔罪的事情中脱身。那么句子里面的 off the hook 本来是指这个鱼啊，它挣脱了嘴里的钩子，引申的意思就是脱身，摆脱麻烦，摆脱责任或是惩罚等等。举例来说 I'm off the hook 就表示我脱身了。那我们还可以用 get somebody off the hook 表示让某人脱身，使某人被饶恕，或者是用 let somebody off the hook 来表达说饶了某人，不追究某人了。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Declaration. Citizens were divided about the government's declaration that it would increase spending to help the economy. Extraordinarily. Becoming a lawyer is not for everyone because the legal system is extraordinarily complex. Devour. My mother warned us not to devour our Christmas candy all at once, but we didn't listen to her. Clause. The sentence, "We went inside when it began to rain," consists of two clauses. We went inside and when it began to rain. Imply. Though Tyler had no expression on his face, his tone of voice implied that he was angry. Hilarious. All of the reviews say that this film is the most hilarious one to come out this year.
Discussion Starter starts now!
It's time now for our discussion starter. Here's the question. Do you think punctuation is still important even in informal messages?
Yes, it's still important because weird situations can arise if you don't pay attention to your punctuation. Remember that text message that I talked about earlier? Let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma. If you were to send that to the wrong person at the wrong time, you might end up in a dilly of a pickle or a bad situation.
I must disagree. I think it's no longer necessary because we have other things like emoticons and emojis and stickers that can do the work of the punctuation now. We don't need punctuation anymore. It can go the way of the dinosaur.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.